Looking forward to seeing how the New Zealanders cope without Craig McMillan and without Stephen Fleming, without Chris Cairns as well. And Gary Stead, the Canterbury skipper, coming in to make his test debut. As far as the South Africans are concerned, well, really, they don't have too many worries at all. A pretty settled side, just one or two worries over their spin attack, and they'll be looking for a big improvement from Paul Adams today and through this test match.
Alan Donald to open up first over of this second test match. Bit of movement straight away. Brian Young on strike. And Matt Horn also out there in the middle with him. Morning, Ian.
Good morning, Martin, and good morning, everyone, and good morning, seam bowlers.
Matthew Horn off the mark, and he'll get his first boundary. Covered it well. Played it into the ground, and took away any opportunity of it carrying to the slips. Great shot from Brian Young. It was an in-swing and he's just smashed it to the boundary. His first boundary.
An excellent sign for the New Zealanders in that they're putting the bad ball away and playing in a very positive fashion. It's just not survival they're intent on. They want to get the scoring underway.
Big shout. And might just be going down. He had softened Brian Young up with a couple of short deliveries, then went full, and this was close. Because Brian Young was so far back on his stumps, you either think it's out and give it straight away. This time, didn't need the pad, he went straight through a middle, stumps gone. And so is Brian Young.
Well, we talked about doing your homework. The field setting was part of the homework, but so was the length, Martin. He tried the Yorker early, that was the one Young put away, so they're looking to bowl full to a back foot player. Gone for 5, Brian Young, it's 13 for 1.
That's a good shot. Just a little pull on leg side, but Matthew Horn is strong there. Edged, and Cullinan takes a comfortable catch. Pollock bowled a beautiful, tempting delivery for twos to try and hit through the offside. And New Zealand are in big trouble.
Pollock has done it again. 18 for 2.
And that's more the line there, even though it's smashed for 4. A little full perhaps, but Astle prepared to commit himself fully to the drive right from the start, and the chance therefore of an edge.
Oh, not a good shot. Not a good shot.
And this one straight down the ground. It'll probably go. Well, so once again, I'd be surprised if he bowls in 7. It just hasn't bowled well enough. And we could see Kleisner in next over. And that's just tickled down the leg side, and that's run away for 4-2. So once again, a very poor over from Donald. And the New Zealanders cashing in on it, 10 from the over, 36 for 2. So that's a good save. I'll get back for a second. No ball anyway.
The individual will assign New Zealand cricket 1 nation.
And then he bowls it down leg side, and it's clipped away for 4. So Matthew Hort says, thank you very much. And slashing this through the covers. Cover field just getting a touch on it, but it's still going to go for 4, irrespective. So this one's short and wide. And once again, Horn, one thing it's doing, it's loosening Horn up. Edging and bouncing short, and it goes through between first and second for 4.
Short and aerial, and there's no one down there at third man. The frustration continues for Lance Kleisner, and Nathan Astle has his second boundary. Edged, and he's gone. Well, they're certainly appealing, and Astle is staying, and the umpires are going to confer now. Certainly my first impression was that it was a clean catch, and the South Africans are in no doubt. Cullinan waits. He was certainly in no doubt that he took the catch. Not out is the call. Edged, and that is definitely out. Horn driving at Kallis. Success for Kallis, just his second ball of the match. And Gary Kirsten dragging in a very good catch. Shoulder high, it was flying. And New Zealand 3 down now. 60 for 3. What a time this is for Gary Stead, facing his first ball in Test cricket. Oh, and he'll be pleased to get that out of the way. And I think there was a bit of bat in that as well. So Stead off the mark, his first ball in Test cricket, and it's gone to the boundary. Fuller, and very neatly played by Stead, and that will go all the way. Stead had his second boundary. And Aston driving, it's full, it's up there. And the chase on for Cronje, but the ball will beat him. Oh, what a marvellous contest this is between Aston and Klusener.
Slightly over-pitched, but great hands and just hit through the line of the ball, and safe shot and down to the boundary for 4.
Again, that width, and Aston's gone after it. Width on the crease, width of delivery, and an emphatic result. Nathan Astle hammers it to the boundary, and it's 80 for 3. Gary Stead yet again flips this off, and he's just dealing in boundaries here, Gary Stead. Make that 4. Well, Chris Cairns just briefly said he just needed another 23 of those to happen. I know Nathan Astle loves it there. Favourite cut. My word, that is a good piece of fielding. Herschelle Gibbs out there. Another good shot. Not that short, not that much wider off stump. Bit of a hand on it from Jonty Rhodes. And a bigger hand from Herschelle Gibbs. Superb. Started with a very loose delivery there. Nathan Astle, well, served up on a silver salver. Oh, hello. Just kept a tad low. Interesting delivery. Wasn't a slow ball, but certainly did, well, not very low, but did it go under the bat? Not quite under the bat, played outside the line of it. Oh, and over the top. Don't bother running Nathan Astle. Wow, what a stroke. I don't know where this one came from. It's just a good length delivery, outside off stump, and he's wafted it over the top. And the big overthrows. Nice little 5, I feel, is it? Yep, signal from KT Francis. That brings up the New Zealand 100. Wow. 31st over of this second test match, and Nathan Astle thinks he's playing in a one-day game. That is sensational. And what a reply to the best fast bowler in the world. Bank of New Zealand replay, just a slight break in the wrist there from Donald, just a slight side ball. And Asle's cashed him there. Actually, Donald went into the stand for 6. What will this bring? Well, this has gone all the way down to third man, and he's taken the catch. Klusener, he's pulled in a beauty there, and that is a terrific blow for Alan Donald. Astle got too much on that. He tried to flick it up over gully, and Klusener's pulled in a beauty. Well, Andrew Cronje, he's going to be happy. I think in New Zealand replay shows Nathan Astle isn't going to be. Now, wide, and it asked to be smashed. Well, there's too much on that Nathan Astle. Unfortunately for him, now for 44. Now 112 for 4. Astle, the last man to go for 44. Great shot by Stead. He may have lost Astle, but he hasn't lost his ability to be a positive and aggressive. That's a fine shot. Just a lovely, sweet piece of timing.
shots off the thigh pad. South Africans think that he's been given. Looks for a minute as though it comes straight off the thigh pad. South Africa were very confident. And David Christchurch has given Chris Harris out, caught at bat pad by Paul Adams, and 2 go down.
It's a blob. It's 115 for 5.
And edged in behind. And New Zealand lose their 6th here. The line was good, but Stead, who moves a lot of preliminary movement there, tended to chase after it, nick it in behind to the keeper. So he goes for 27.
So his first test innings is over at 27, and New Zealand 115 for 6.
Well, he can't control it. It's gone in the air safely, but Nash just had no idea where that had gone.
That was very good captaincy, very good cricket from a South African point of view that went unrewarded, because just prior to that delivery, Hansi Cronje had stationed himself also at short leg. See the 2 men there? That was a planned move. He got just enough of the shoulder of the bat there on Nash to clear the danger zone. And quite often your second catcher is at leg gully or a little bit deeper. But Cronje was very, very close in there.
Jacques Kallis. I think that just shows the pace of this wicket. That was a thick outside edge and control.
Nice shot. And Adam Perori should pick up his first boundary here. A good straight drive. So that will please him.
I was going to say in a single, but it's going to be a lot more than that. At least 3. I think it might go all the way. Oh, 5.1 overs and 2 boundaries off Cronje. Yeah, that's a good shot. Just wide of a diving mid-on. And this is such a good shot on this wicket. It is slow, but there was no real force. It was just timing. Rolled the wrists at the right time.
Oh, and that's an attempted hook. Appeal there for a quarter. Second slip. Katie Francis quickly says not out. Before the ball just came flush from the helmet. This struck Adam Perori as he tried to pull it away. He's got him. Didn't play a shot to on Nash. Came back in with the arm. Paul Adams is delighted, and the New Zealand captain has made a mental error. No shot offered. Well, Dion Nash is gone. LBW Adams 14, and New Zealand lose their 7th. 138 for 7.
That's a good shot. Excellent shot through extra cover. Onto the front foot, Daniel Vettori, and that will slowly cross the rope. But a good over to begin with for the New Zealanders. 6 offers. That's 146 for 7. We'll be very much thinking batting at the moment. Good shot from Vettori. Should look for 3 here. Just settle for 2. 150 up. Through the onside, Adam Perori, and does it very well indeed. And that's what he's waiting for, and he's got him. They've set the trap, and we picked it up, but Adam Perori didn't. He was waiting for him. They set the trap for him, and he hit it straight down his throat.
Disappointment for Adam Perori. He's out for 14. Now 157 for 8.
And big nick here, big nick, and he's been given. KT Francis raises the finger. Sounded very woody to me. It was wide of off stump. Bill tried to catch up with it, and it seems he succeeded.
Now first ball, still 157 for 9.
There he goes, well done. Huge applause here at Jade Stadium. Their local son isn't going to raise the bat just yet, but he'll be quietly chuffed as the standing ovation on the terraces applauds his first run in a long, long time. shot, Tory. He won't get it past Kuzna. Glorious shot. Just waited for it to turn and give him width as it turned from the pitch, and he smashed it through the covers.
Yeah, before he caught on the crease there wasn't much footwork, but it didn't have to be. It was very short and wide. No problem.
Big shot given him. Hit him flush and full on around middle and leg. Just a question of whether it was going to turn past leg stump. We'll have a look.
Paul Adams, bit of flight. Vittori just on the crease. It hits him, well, you can see leg stump there. It hits him on the half volley. He's straight in front. It just depended on how much turn there was. But the umpire, no doubt. The last wicket falls. Vittori goes for 18.
And Dion Nash winning the toss, and this evening the New Zealanders may well reflect on the number of wickets that were gifted to South Africa rather than making the tourists work hard for them.
Success on the US PGA Tour is a matter of teeing off in style, selecting the right club, being able to distinguish the fairway from the rough, using a nifty touch out of the bunkers, and absorbing all levels of concentration for that sinking feeling. The US PGA Tour. It's not just a game. Virtually the best golf coverage in the world, and that's for real. Exclusive to SuperSport.
The economic times we want to discuss, how's Monday?
Monday's not good. I'm seeing Denver, Washington. Tuesday, Michelle Pfeiffer's here. Wednesday, Will Smith is coming for dinner.
Thursday's good for me.
Thursday, let's see. No, I'm sorry. I need to address the metro system with Eddie Murphy. And on the Friday, there's a festival with Bruce Willis.
Saturdays I usually spend with Hillary and Chelsea, but I'll make an exception.
I'm sorry, Bill. With a crime problem, I need to speak to Mel about a ransom. And that's about as good as it gets, because Mr. Nicholson's here on Sunday.
Oh, shoot.
You're always fully booked with a premiere a day on Mnet. Where else? Tomorrow on SuperSport. Can the Bulls weather the force of the Hurricanes at Palmerston North? Bear witness to the best of the best that English football has to offer. We look loyalty counts for nothing when the Cats and the Sharks camp each other at Ellis Park. Tomorrow, exclusive to SuperSport.
Simon Doull, who's had a pretty good Test series for New Zealand against India. He was very impressive indeed. Struggled a little bit at Eden Park, as all bowlers did, but there's a chance for him with this new ball to get it swinging again both ways.
Angled across the right-hander, and that's punched through the covers. That's a very well-timed shot. Should be 3.
No swing for Allett. That's the first sign. The second sign is that Gibbs was comfortably onto the front foot. Didn't really flow through the shot. He tended to check the drive, which is good practice at the top of the innings. Ash did well. Edged. Just short, I think, of third slip. Nathan Astle.
Good delivery, this. It really is just short of a length. Leaving the left-hander.
Down the ground. Not perfectly timed. Kirsten will he'll pick up at least 2, and they're running very aggressively. In fact, they come back well for 3. That finds the gap, that annoying gap between the gully and the slip cordon, and that's 4. It doesn't help the mood of the bowler. Well, it's certainly not bad bowling. Certainly the line was right. You've got to give the batsman some credit because he worked it in the gap there. And of course, there's no protection with no third man down there. It's fractionally wide. Chance there with it. Did it get back to Simon Doull? It was certainly in the air for quite some time. Gibbs looks at the bat. There wasn't a lot of foot movement there. Was this a half chance?
That's a very good shot. Yeah, a little bit of width, down on one knee, crashes it through the covers, this Kirsten. Well, Gary Kirsten's in a bit of form. And he got 100 in that first test of Eden Park. He also got 100 against New Zealand A out there at Lincoln Green. And so he's in some form now.
And that's a nice shot down the ground. There's no need to run for that. Herschelle Gibbs doesn't bother. But Gary Kirsten decided to trot down to the other end anyway. And that's a good save. It's like a full-blooded shot there. And Matthew Horn making a good stop. Well, it just looked as though it was very close to that short cover. It'll go for 4. And there's an indication there that there was half a chance. Harris was the man, and his body language would indicate that he had half a show here.
Short and wide, and that's got the treatment it deserves. Poor delivery from Mallet, and Kirsten just helps himself.
Not a great delivery, but how well he played it. He timed that to perfection. Just rocked onto the back foot and smashed it up the meat of the bat. No need for anyone to run after that one.
Beautiful shot. Just lean into it, Kirsten. Second boundary of the over. Nicely played, and that's the 50 up. Just a little bit too leg side. Kirsten was nicely inside the line, tucked away. Sixth boundary for Gary Kirsten and South Africa, 52 without loss. The close fielders were keen. I just wonder whether it did in fact take any of the inside edge.
Big shouts of catch it. Obviously 2 noises there, but I don't think the bat was that close to it.
This could be out. Sweet. Immediately turned down by umpire Stead. Just hit him above the glove, in fact hit him on the forearm. David Quested has had a good day. Keeping his concentration to the end. He's done well, made some good decisions. LBW Dion Nash, Chris Harris caught in close, and then Daniel Vittori, LBW, all very good decisions indeed. And just finishing off with that not out decision on Gary Kirsten. 2 balls to go.
Nice stand.
Vittori staying over the wicket. There it is. Day 1, without a doubt, is South Africa's. This is not a day the New Zealanders will remember fondly, and the South Africans have taken all the honours on this first day of this test match, and you could tell from the body language of the New Zealand team there was little urgency and energy as the New Zealanders went through this. Again, 4 for 34 off 17 overs, just going for 2 and over. Finished with superb figures. Concern and finishing touches to a wonderful day for the tourists, getting through without the loss of it. In that Simon Dool left the field with an ankle problem, although counting down to the 10:30 start, 1-0.
So we're about to get set here. Umpire KT Francis from Colombo in Sri Lanka, just taking a last look at the watch, saying there's a few vital seconds to go. And having lost this much time, I would have thought that would have been pretty keen to get underway as soon as possible. Standing in his 24th test match. Man from Sri Lanka, and Dave Quested, the local man from Canterbury, in his 3rd. Here we go, first ball of the second day. And runs immediately to Gary Kirsten, just the 1. That helps, going past the outside edge of the bat.
Talked about where Dion Nash had to be. And that is a beauty.
That's the full shot you're talking about. That's his best shot of his innings so far. He waited on that. It bounced up to a very comfortable height. He's got a quick eye, and it went very quickly.
Yes, you see on the Bank of New Zealand replay, he's been waiting, and even on the front foot. On this very, very good surface at Jade Stadium. Had a ton of time. I mentioned I saw a bit of this at Carisbrook on the one-dayer.
An entire day at the crease. Good shot. Beautifully placed. Just a punch. Nash, as you'd expect, as well, and restricts it to just 2.
Yeah, good position by Herschelle Gibbs. Just an extension of a forward defensive shot. They don't look to be forcing the pace a whole lot this morning. The South Africans prepared to get in.
It's the left-hander. It's a lot more orthodox. Oh, that's good bowling. It just went with the arm. Didn't turn. And was perhaps a little full for Kirsten to try and cut through the offside.
So once again, change of bowler. Perhaps the batter just freeing up a little bit, and the bounce. And it was a good delivery from Dan.
Oh, that's the pressure taking its toll, and Kirsten's gone over the leg side field. Good fielding out there by Stead. But that was a risky shot from Kirsten. He took it off the stumps, and it could have gone anywhere.
And this shot comes as a result of the pressure built up by Jeff Ballett, Simon Daw and Dion Nash at the start of the day. And you can see the message that maybe Gary Kirsten's trying to send now. He's looking to be a little more positive.
There's plenty of kids here today. It's a wonderful sight. 42 schools represented around Christchurch, and bringing the kids. Great bowling. This time Kirsten has tried to advance to get to the pitch of the ball. And, gee, you get the feeling that Vittori's starting to really find a nice rhythm.
Yeah, good pressure from Daniel there.
So consolidating their position, which is a very strong one, without yet taking control in terms of the flow of runs. And they'll take a sharp single here, shy at the stumps, but I think Gibbs would have been in comfortably enough. And the sun now just shining here. The start delayed by half an hour as we just look at this mic.
Herschelle Gibbs very quick on his feet. He has to hurry. Made it.
Going down, and this time going way over the top. He talked about hitting it in the air. Certainly decided to do that. It's carried all the way, just over the rope. To the end of the over, brings that 6, 85 for none. Kids enjoying each other's company. Having fun.
And what a good shot from Herschelle Gibbs. Uses his feet well and plays it well. Didn't play across the line, played it nice and straight, and that hits top of the sideboard. That will give Herschelle Gibbs a lot of confidence.
This one swung away, and that's a streaky shot gone through down to the vacant third man, but Dool did get some swing, and Gary Kirsten went after it.
I think what did Gary Kirsten here was the late swing. There it just goes, and Gary Kirsten playing it on the up. No third man, thick outside edge.
Oh dear, well, Ferrari there. He's done better. That goes for 4 leg byes, so 8 runs from the over. 93 without loss. Glove on this one. The New Zealanders were feeling excited about it, but they just go for 4 and we'll wait for the signal. With his runs, brings up his 50 with just a little glove on it, lapping down leg side.
One of Gary Kirsten's favourite shots to sweep. This just turns a bit, bounces a bit. Deflection off the glove and goes all the way for 4.
We're seeing a good, even bounce. But very much a lack of pace. And there's an example, though. If you get over-defensive, you can play a lazy shot like that. The width was there, but it was too full to be cutting.
Yes, it was. Pitched well up towards the foot marks there, but plays it very late, plays it behind him. It's dangerous.
Now this time he charges and hits it through. It may well go for 4. It does, just stroked it. In fact, I thought there was almost a double-check shot as well. He just pushed it and it went for 4.
I'll bet if we analyse these two deliveries, I don't think they pitch too far apart. The difference in method was quite incredible, really. He played the previous one off the back foot and got himself into a spot of bother there, uses his feet, and whack, through the offside for 4.
And this one getting an outside middle, could well run away for 4. So looking to drive it, I fancy a little straighter, and in the end, more rewarding for him.
Yes, Jeff Ellett looks a little frustrated at this, but it was quite wide. There's enough width there, and it was full enough to be able to get onto the front foot. He wasn't, I have to fault Herschelle Gibbs on anything. It's the fact that I don't think he gets that front foot out far enough on occasions, and I don't think he did there either.
And slashing this, could be square enough to be 4. What a great save that is. No, it isn't. Look, there's a piece of turf sitting there, which I thought was the ball for a moment.
Yeah, well, I have to say, Glenn, at this stage you're batting far better than you're fielding. Because you missed this one. You beat him with these. Better go and wipe the pie off your glasses, I think. Never got a hand on it.
Well, that's a gimme. And this time he does cash in for 4. So Herschelle Gibbs gets to 50, 51, 139 balls in 200 minutes.
It's actually quite a good bit of batting that, because on the first occasion he hit the same ball, identical ball in fact, straight to Astle at extra cover.
Hooking, and that'll go for 4. So Ellett putting in the effort ball, but just not getting high enough.
Yes, it didn't bounce at all, did it? It was easy for Gary Kirsten to hit over the top of this one. He rolled the wrist. In fact, that's a very good example, I think, of a hook shot, because he basically, the wrist come over the top of the ball, and see the way it goes almost straight down. Eliminates the danger of getting caught.
Hello, he's not either, and yet he's holed out straight to mid-wicket, so this is outside off stump. Kirsten tried to heave it away over mid-wicket, made a mess of it, so the South Africans lose their first wicket at 127.
Nathan Astle was the catcher at mid-wicket, and the problem here, as you say, Glenn, was the fact he had to pitch it from so wide, which meant he couldn't quite control the shot, and he wasn't able to get the bat underneath it to hit it high enough. That's quite wide, and he hits it too flat, straight to Astle, around about head height. He will not drop those. So the breakthrough has been achieved.
He's only played 26 matches so far. It's likely to be a long career to follow for him. Healthy enough average of 36.
Nice, man.
Still, I would expect that he will average more than that before the end of his career. 127 for 1.
Charging, down he comes, over the top. Just one bounce as it runs towards the boundary, and it gets there. And Herschelle Gibbs has his highest ever test score.
Well, maybe 4 runs for Herschelle Gibbs and his highest score. But I think a little bit of a triumph, a moral victory for Daniel Vittoria, because it was a beautiful bit of bowling. Let's look at the flight. Look at the line. The line's on off stump and just outside. Turn.
Edging wide of second slip and down to the boundary for 4. Frustration for Jeff Ellett and for Brian Young. There's no chance of him getting across there. And 4 more for Herschelle Gibbs.
Well, again, a moral victory for the bowler.
It's a genuine edge and would have been snapped up by third slip. See here that Brian Young is good arm and a half away from that. As a batsman, it's not a nice feeling when you know that a spin bowler's got a couple of different ways he can move the ball.
Coming down, Kallis going over the top. No need to run for that. That's gone a very long way. In fact, it's gone all the way. And Vettori concedes his second six.
Beautiful placement. Right in the box seat. Now, Kallis knows that Vettori can only flight the ball. He can't use the arm ball. He can't bowl it really quicker because it won't have any effect. So he's picked his right delivery to charge. He knows it's going to be flighted up.
Just waiting for it, Kallis. That's very well played indeed. Waited for it to come on and has placed it beautifully through the covers. So a 6 and a 4 with which to finish the over. And it's 151 for 1.
Thank you, Jeffrey. And as we speak, nice to see some more footwork. Because, to be honest, it's been a little bit slow here, Sir Richard. Very, very mellow. And now these two have decided to cut loose a little bit more.
Afternoon, Danny. Yes, and to be Kallis is a very good player. And so with 1 6 and 2 4s already in his score of 15 at the moment, it's starting to be somewhat positive.
65, as I say, got to start, got set. Got out at a bad time. And again, not quite getting there. He almost got beaten in the flight here. So to his credit, went through with it and cleared. Just cleared mid-on.
Didn't quite get it, but there was enough bat on it to clear the mid-off. In fact, mid-on rather. In fact, mid-on just a little bit wider. But Daniel Vettori is starting to come in for a little bit of punishment now, and that just might force a bowling change.
And that'll run away for 4 with the pace of Harris. And round the corner there, just not fine enough to be able to stop the leg side tackle.
Yes, well, Chris Harris really is only a conserving option in terms of runs from New Zealand's point of view. He's not an attacking option on this pitch.
I think in his 12th over, and that's a top shot. Took us by surprise, I suppose, but he's hit it nicely through extra cover.
Well, I think this is his best front foot drive of this long innings. Herschelle Gibbs for me anyway, in that he gets the front foot out further here than he has on most occasions and picks the gap beautifully. Bisects the two fielders at extra cover and mid-off.
Going for the hook. Just didn't quite get hold of it. It went over a wideish mid-on. Just for a couple. So Dion Nash digging this in and getting it quite high, and the line was a bit outside off stump, and so Gibbs having some difficulty in controlling it.
Yes, he got it quite early, didn't he? Because if he was looking to hit it square, in fact he timed it not that well at all, but he did get it quite a way in front of mid-wicket area, which means he must have picked it up quite quickly.
Certainly a lot of commitment there in the field.
Well, Nathan Astor was on, makes a lot of ground here to try and haul this one in. Single brings up the 50 partnership. Oh, nice bowling, Danny.
Big single. Will the third umpire come into play? No. Herschelle Gibbs very quick.
He was quick and he needed to be. There was a little hesitation there. Kallis just stopping for a second. Tell you what, if Harris had hit, it might have been close, but he didn't. And of course that delay allowed Gibbs to get through.
Martin, barbecue.
Great shot. Beautifully placed. Herschelle Gibbs played a glorious shot from Dion Nash about half an hour ago, but this is equally as good.
Not a half volley. He had to wait for it just a fraction. And what is so good is he found the gap.
His bounce, that one, certainly come back in. Jeff Ballard can't believe it. It's a very good shout indeed. The new ball bounces, and I think KT Francis was saying that. Too high.
Wonderful shape from Jeff Ballard. Just look at this come back off the seam. Beautiful. It's going to hit about middle stump, but it's hit Gibbs as he's in the air, if you like.
Well, inside edge. That is frustrating. It goes straight down to the fence for 4. A great rate of knocks. Beats the stumps, beats the keeper, frustrates the bowler.
Good line, wasn't it, from Simon Dool? And just a little pace. It actually hurried Kallis up so close to playing that on. He was a bit late getting in position.
Full shot through the onside. He's got that pretty well. And it will just get to the mid-wicket fence, but he has got a quick eye. And now he marches a lot closer.
This is a really bold shot. Look at the line. It's beautifully bowled by Allett in the sense that the line was perfect. Just difficult on this pitch to really get the ball humming off the pitch. I think certainly new ball you've got to get through, and you've got to make that assessment out there yourself in the middle. Second hour might tell a different story.
Up the ante a wee bit. It's a beautiful shot off the back foot. It really is. Just short of a length, enough width.
Oh, what a top shot. Just short of a length, just enough width. But it's the positioning of Jacques Kallis. And it's a good little shot here. Watch that. Hitting on top of the bounce. The balance is outstanding.
Swung back in with the LBW ball, but he has got fairly well forward, I suspect. But Jeff Allett does get it to close down the angle by swinging back in to the right-handed Kallis. And the New Zealanders will hope.
Another good shout. It is worth a shout. Just started to straighten. Certainly enough. And KT Francis very, very early shook his head. And the height factor here. Well up. Well, definitely worth a shout.
Yes, he got a reasonable distance forward. I think he might have been caught on the move a bit, having said that. So it was a good shout. And this one swings, but it's too close in. And they're coming back for a quick second. And make it comfortably in the end. Batsman and Ferrari colliding.
Nicely picked off there from Kallis. But just back to that point, it's nice to see Allett being able to just get enough bend, enough swing to come back into the right-hander.
Well, that's wideish, but he gets it through the covers. And this looks as though it's going to go for 4, and there it is. Herschelle Gibbs ends up hitting it through the covers. A very nice shot indeed, which brings up his well-earned 100, and certainly he's worked for it. 382 minutes, 268 balls, 11 fours and a 6. And Gibbs scores his first Test 100.
Yeah, gets one up in the slot for him. They've been looking for this for some time off Jeff Allett. It's lovely.
So that partnership getting closer now to the 100. And edging, but it was slashed. And really Slip generally sets himself for the push forward rather than the slash. And therefore, even though Young's a very good slipper, he wasn't able to latch on to that one.
It's Kallis' 50. Say brought up in streaky style, but I tell you what, a flash like that and give it a slash, he gave it plenty. And Brian Young was almost decapitated there.
Yes, it's interesting, isn't it, sometime when you look up at the scoreboard and see with action in the deep. You look at the scoreboard, and even though you know that there's still the best part of 15 or so overs to be bowled, you're still looking at tomorrow too. That's in the back of your mind.
A great try from Jeff Elliott there. Good to see him still diving in the field. He's a great character, Jeff, and he's always full of life, and he loves diving around, especially at training and stuff. So he's always in there.
One off the over, 229 for one. The lead is 61 for South Africa here late on the second day. The umpire's having yet another chat. And these days, it's got to be dangerous, doesn't it? Is it the rule, Chris?
Well, it's got to be dangerous, but they say if the lights are on, then you can play and
back.
So don't worry about the single. I'll go over the top. Oh, Lord, lovely shot. One bounce for four.
Jacques Kallis using his feet, just giving himself a bit of room. Hits it high, wide and hands some over extra cover, just the one bounce, a couple of metres short. Four more.
Once again, just happy to pick off the single. Just one short of that magical milestone. In fact, told if Gibbs gets this, he'll just be the third South African to reach double 100, which is your maiden test 100.
So just deep prime leg. And that's it. He got that on that, all right. That brings up Herschelle Gibbs' double century. What an innings. Highest test score prior to this innings was 54. And now a double come.
Nice slashing drive on the up over cover point. That has just been saved by Tory. Good stuff in combination with Chris Harris. Smart work.
Herschelle Gibbs goes over the top. There's no sweeper out, but Tory does really well here. The outfield pretty slow after all the rain. And he manages to just haul this one back.
It's been told by Peter Marriott, the wonderful statisticians, and since Jonty Rhodes was dismissed at Eden Park, as we see this replay, and yes, that's four bound. Four, yeah, definitely bounded there, as you can see that on the screen. Jonty Rhodes was dismissed.
337 balls faced Jacques Kallis for his 142. And he's pulled that away. That's going to go all the way for four. Short from Nathan Astle, and Jacques Kallis quick onto that. He now moves to 146, four short of 150.
It's just fractionally too short from Astle on this good pitch. Kallis, I might properly mention, has faced 337 deliveries previously to that one. Isn't going to miss out on those.
Oh, nice bat.
Single. The Nash can't prevent. Even more so as we speak. Just a fine drizzle. Lovely stroke off the back foot. And it's bisected the two men out there. Roger Twos can't cut that off. And Matt Horn.
Top shot from Herschelle Gibbs. He's seeing it like a football, and his timing also. Onto the front foot, rocks onto the back. Beats extra cover, Jeff Elliott.
Left arm over to Jacques Kallis.
Just to recap, play delayed at the start today, and then delayed after the luncheon interval, and a total of 51 overs lost. And he's just kept going. Got to take your hat off to him. Yes, with only the one wicket, and Eden Park, and it's now 442 for 1. Not a bounce to the finish. Not a bad delivery either. So 442 for 1, South Africa. Overall lead 274. Herschelle Gibbs not out 211. Jacques Kallis not out 148. Good effort from Herschelle Gibbs. Ran his maiden test 100. We'll be thoroughly delighted. And we'll be allowed to kick off here again. 10 a.m. New Zealand time. He'll be feeling pretty pleased about things. There we have it. South Africa, 442. Seems a long time ago when Gary Kirsten was out. Thought Astle bowled Victoria for 65. And these two have just marched on and on and on. And 2 personal bests. Abdul, he's had a little bit of a workout, but Jeff Ellett, the man who's been used as a stock bowler really. Nash, he's got through 22, none for 46. Astle, being asked to do a little bit of work at the end, and so too Chris Harris. He's got through a good